questions for the team now?
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
So was there the thoughts going into this game? Just wanted to sort of go to calendar, come back to Indiana and play, and the nerves, and just kind of tell me about your just anticipation of playing in front of fans.
Yeah, I mean, just when I got announced, I feel like that was like the beginning of it, standing ovation. So, I mean, I was feeling a little bit of nerves, butterflies in the stomach. But, I mean, I feel like in the flow of the game, it's just got to move on from that and just play basketball. So, I mean, it's good to see all the people support me. So.
For any of you guys, what was the message at halftime? Obviously, they seemed to score pretty easily, and I'm sure the coach wasn't too pleased with the defensive effort overall. It seems like it was better in the second half. You guys seem to play a little more fire. Was that the message at halftime? Do you feel like you played better than before? After that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like knowing the message at halftime was just keep going, keep trying to gut out this win, knowing that it's going to be easy on the road, knowing a team like Butler, it's tough playing them here in their home environment. So really just being able to lock in defensively, knowing that we weren't on top of our game on the defensive end, and as soon as we locked in on that side, it changed the whole game.
Pretty proud of that. Is that true? Is that a sign that you're kind of fighting through the double teams?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all glory to my Lord and Savior, man, Jesus Christ. I mean, me being out here is such a blessing. When that time was limited in my senior year, really trying to take advantage of each and every game, each and every moment. But yeah, 7 assists is just how we play as a team. I mean, if teams are going to double team, me being patient and poised, as the coaching staff tells me to do, and looking for my open guys, knowing that we have a team of shooters, and like I said, hit my shooters. I know they're going to knock it down.
Yeah, I felt good. My teammates always uplifted me, make sure I keep my confidence as long as I trust in the playbook and trust my coaching staff and people around me. I know I'm going to be in the best spot to succeed. And, yeah, I mean, I just had it going tonight. People just kept finding me. So, I mean, it's just credit to my teammates. And I'm glad I was able to hit some shots.
You come in with confidence after you scored 26 on the last game? Is it just matchups or something?
I just feel like when you go into an environment like this, you kind of just are just grateful to be there. And like going into Hinkle Fieldhouse, it's a historic environment, it's a historic gym. It's a lot of history in this building and a lot of great people who've played here. So, I mean, just embracing the environment that they're in and also just embracing the moment, really.
Right. Every year the draft is always guaranteed that people just see coming. And then this time of year, now we know, okay, that guy's here. This year you're one of those guys. What is it like to be you and to go where you were in August and July, where you are right now, in terms of NBA discussion?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really look at it. I mean, I kind of just go into the season and just play. You get practice, and then just looking forward to the games. And I mean, yeah, I know the outside talk that's saying stuff about the NBA, but I'm really not focused on that. It's one game at a time here, and I'm happy to be at UConn, so that's where my mind's at.
It's the third time I think solo with Braylon both scored 15 points or more. What is your offensive ceiling as a team look like when you guys are both fighting on all cylinders?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes it so much harder to guard when you have so many different weapons, and you got T. Reed down low as well. So there's so many different attacks that you got to worry about. You got to worry about down low. You have to worry about AK on the perimeter. You got to worry about side getting into the paint. You got to worry about Braylon and me on the perimeter. And it goes down the line when you go to the bench too. There's no drop off. So I mean, that's the biggest thing about this team. That's what makes it so special.
For any of you guys heading into this one, you had Michael Ajayi, who's the conference leading rebounder with 12 a game. You had Philly Bishak, the conference leading scorer with about 17. But you hold Ajayi to 5 rebounds, and you hold Bishak to, I think, with 5 points. So what was really the game plan to combat them two, and how were you guys able to succeed there?
I'll say the biggest thing for us was really trusting in our defense, knowing that this year it was a huge focus on us, knowing that, like I said, Ajayi, he's the leading rebounder in the Big East, and he's such a threat in that mid-post area, and the team plays off him. And Bishak, knowing that we have to really be on top of our stuff with the coverages and guarding him on the three-point line. So feel like coming in with that defensive mindset really helped us set the stage for the game.
So, Terrence, you guys were nodding as Braylon was being asked that previous question. Just what have you seen from a development standpoint from the time you arrived on campus to where he's at now?
I mean, dude, he's the goods, man. I mean, he's such an electric player. I mean, such a selfless player. And having like a freshman like that just on your team that has so much attention from the outside noise is just, it's a blessing. So playing with a guy like Braylon, knowing that he's in his home environment, and he went out and showed out tonight is really a cool experience for him.
Yeah. I mean, Braylon Mullen's an incredible shot maker, but I mean, what doesn't get noticed enough is just how much he's around the ball and how the ball always finds him. Like, he's always attacking the glass. He's always going to get you a couple steals, going to get you more than enough rebounds. He's going to attack the glass, and he's always going to play hard and play to win. I mean, that's what you always got to respect. And playing with this guy right here just makes it so much easier when we go on the court.
And for these guys, Braylon, have you played in this gym before, camps, etc., recruiting?
I did. I've played 2 times in this gym in summer league games with my high school team, and I mean, it felt no different when coming back here. So I was really happy to get to play in here again. So.
Thank you, guys.
No, come on, Bobby. Here we go. Here we go. Oof.
Coach of the Hinkle State.
The seat is fucking wet, and I'm gonna just do it like this. Nixon, let's go. Great hire with Nixon. So yeah, I mean, obviously just thrilled to get out of here with the win. I thought, these guys with the injuries they've had at point guard, which obviously changed their season. Especially losing the starter. During the non-conference, went into non-conference, you beat Virginia, and you come into Big East play as an NCAA at-large team. But yeah, I mean, even these guys being down, the starter, the backup, it's not surprising. You come and play Butler and Hinkle with Coach Mata. You're going to have to earn the win. So. Thrilled to what we did on offense for the most part once we stopped turning the ball over, and then obviously we've got some defensive issues in particular in the first half that were exposed.
Did you like the defensive effort better in the second half?
I mean, anything would have been better in the second half than the first half. I mean, the first half was a fucking joke. I mean, it was really an extension of the second half of the St. John's game where we gave up 60%. So in our last 2 halves of basketball at that point was, we were giving up around 57% from the field. So, was it maybe, that the residual of having a long winning streak and then the bubble bursts and then the next time out but I thought it was more about Butler. I thought Butler just took it to us. And they're just the stuff they do on offense is just, it's tough to guard. They got a really good offensive scheme.
How important is it for him to be able to pass out of those doubles and get the ball around for the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's important for him and for all of our players. I think we had 3 or 4 turnovers at the first media. I think we were 1.9 points per possession in the first half when we didn't turn the ball over, which was a ridiculously high number. So, for us, just ball security is everything. We've got a lot of offensive weapons, a lot of shooting, point guard that can create, some centers that could finish. The turnovers have been a major problem, and they've been a problem with Taras. When he just starts dribbling around and doing bizarre shit. And today I thought, he just stayed solid, waited for the double teams, and made good reads.
Danny, when you were in from our state, did you know?
Took him, stole him,
Took him.
kidnapped? No.
Took him.
Yeah.
Did you know what you had? Did you know where this was going this fast?
Yeah, definitely. And at the time when we recruited him, obviously like that like summer into into that fall. I mean, we had just gone back-to-back championships. Lottery picks. Like we were we had all the juice program-wise, and he fits the profile for how we play offense, especially using a guy with his shooting abilities and offensive abilities. So, just the first conversations we had with the family, the Mullins families, just real down-to-earth people and not emotional people. And we felt like just, the timing of where we were at as a program, if he wasn't going to go to Purdue, or feel that emotional pull to go to Indiana, that it just made much more sense for him from a basketball standpoint. Forget geography, forget family emotion, just basketball business decision. Made a lot more sense for him to come play with the Huskies.
Coach, between St. John's and today, where did you really want to challenge your team to improve, and how do you think they responded to that area?
Yeah, I really want them to improve, defensively. So you could see how shit of a coach I am when we gave up 53% in the first half, and at times a lot of first half was in the 60s. So, was it the fact that maybe for the last couple days I probably was too brutal with the group? Again, everyone that's part of the organization takes losing differently. Obviously, coaches take it a lot harder than players do. So there might have been a black cloud that I kind of left over the group as I just brutalized them over the Friday night performance and the mistakes we made. But I would say taking care of the ball was a huge priority. I mean, we turned it over 15 times versus St. John's and shot 55%. I didn't like the fact that we got outplayed by their centers today. That's a little concerning, but I like the way we're starting to shoot the ball offensively. I think the shot making is starting to really pick up with us, so I like that.
You weren't able to offensively rebound against St. John's as well as you had in a lot of the rest of the season. So first half tonight, you had 4 putbacks pretty early.
Yeah.
How important was that for you in terms of growth from last game and kind of getting back on track in that area?
Yeah, Butler's a team that we can offensive rebound against. St. John's, they punked us on the glass. So, we ran to backs and just stood there, whereas tonight we fought for inside position. But, that's one of a couple things that, if we don't get fixed, the rebounding, defensive rebounding, offensive rebounding, then we won't experience championship glory. We've got to get much better as a rebounding team.
Keeping Ajayi and Bizak pretty much in check, keeping Ajayi off the boards mostly. I imagine that was a big key, and
Yeah.
almost willing to let the other guys try to beat you in a sense.
Yeah, I thought they handled it great too. I thought that those guys kind of, especially with Finley, we were blitzing ball screens. We just wanted to get the ball out of his hands, and we were willing to, have some rollers and involve their 5 men more. Maybe they were a little bit too involved. We made some mistakes, but we wanted out of Bizjak's hands, and then. I think we were a benefit of Michael getting in foul trouble there and missing some time in the first half helped us.
You spoke about the shot making. This is the 3rd time Braylon did so much score 15 or more.
Yeah.
What does them firing on all cylinders at the same time do to the offensive side?
Yeah, it opens up a lot. When we have that lineup in the game with Caravan, Solo Ball, and Braylon Mullins, that creates a lot of space for the center. And the point guard to operate, that's a lethal group, and really to see that 6 for 12 from Solo tonight is just going to do a lot for his confidence. But I don't know that there's a lot of teams in the country that have that type of firepower, kind of like 2 through 4 or on the wing through 4 or whatever.
You were very complimentary of that on TV post-game.
Yeah.
Just where do you think this program, this Butler program, can improve, and what does he need to kind of get to the level that he knows?
Cash, man. Money. I have an idea of what they've spent. I have an idea what they spent, and he should get fucking Big East Coach of the Year for what he's done, what he did with that team in a non-conference before he lost the starting point guard, and then before he's lost his backup point guard. That guy. I coached against Coach when he was at Ohio State. I obviously followed him when he was at Butler. When I was at Rhodey, he went. He beat my ass. I think in year 1 or year 2 there. one of his great Ohio State teams. I mean, when it was college basketball, just like recruiting, developing, culture, building a program, player development, before this shit turned into the G League, he was, one of the best coaches. So if you give him money and, you give him $8-9 million a year or more to actually, build a team that can compete for championships, he'll do it as good as any of the coaches in the Big East. He's as good as any coach in our league.
All right, two more.
Braylon's scoring slowed down a little bit in the second half. What does he give you even when he's not scoring?
Just he's basically getting face guarded. I mean, he's got, we're playing 4-on-4. A lot of times, we're playing 2-on-2 because of Caravan, Mullins, Solo. So, but yeah, I mean, Braylon, he got, he had a great first half. Maybe got a little bit fatigued, 33 minutes, but then hit that big midi, mid-range shot, hard. The guy's a crazy, guy's a crazy shot maker, and I'm just happy that we're able to get him 15 shots.
Coach, you mentioned you don't play 2-on-2 sometimes in there. Those two guys have 17 assists tonight.
Yeah.
How impressed are you with their ability to find those three guys and keep the offense flowing when they have advantages?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think with Silas, he brings so much, he changed our team so much defensively. But he's got great size, and he's strong. And again, he's got space, and he's got big centers that screen. Obviously, Taras creates a lot of attention when he rolls or gets it in the post. But that's that's our team. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like we got 5 guys that average between that are all bunched. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think there's a team in the country that kind of has that. But yeah, I mean, that's how our 24 team was built, and I am not fucking comparing these guys to that team. But that was the type of team we had that was like pick your poison, and hopefully we can get somewhere near what that team looked like at the end.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Always an honor to come to Indiana. Basketball fucking
Try to get something out of it.
You guys started? Oh, yeah, you're going to ask about Finley. We don't know anything yet, so he'll get looked at in the morning.
We'll start with questions for the players. Fire away. Yep.
Evan, you're about to start again tonight. As a shooter, you've been able to, for most of the season, kind of feel out the first few minutes and get a flow for the game from the bench. How have things changed as a starter in terms of how you approach the game, how you find the flow offensively?
I mean, it's definitely a difference, but I mean, I just have the same mentality. I mean, starting, not starting, my job stays the same to go in there, guard, make shots, and so it just so happened that I was in the starting lineup, so that was just my main focus out there, and just to learn as the game goes, figure things out, communicate with my teammates. So
you've had to learn from Game 7 of the season playing without Jalen, and then these last few without Xavier as well. With the ball in your hands more, how do you feel you've developed, not just as a playmaker, but in your handling and where your game has gone, and particularly from last season to more with the ball in your hands this year?
I feel like I've made a solid jump. I feel like I can make bigger strides and bigger jumps to my game all around. But kind of just, I mean, it just came with experience, learning from older guys like Ja, Dre, Pierre, and just seeing what they do. And just now this year, just like starting coming off the bench, learning from Finley and Jamie, and kind of just like changing changing my game around, just however I need to help the team when I'm on the floor. So
defensively, as a guard, UConn puts Braylon and Alex and Solo through so many actions where you're moving around a lot. How much of a challenge is that for you defensively, navigating those screens and making sure you stay home in communications and that kind of stuff for your whole team?
I mean, where our whole game plan was based starts with communication. We were switching most of that stuff, and so to negate all that, we have to communicate or the switching won't work. And so I feel like starting in that first half, we came out and our communication was at an all-time high, and so that's how it needs to be going forward, regardless if we're switching everything or if we're going over screens, hard hedging. The communication is where it starts. So.
Johan, so if you and Dre combined for 29 points, had a lot of success down low, and even had that 3-pointer in the second half, just what was that game plan going to try to attack the paint more, or was it you had success early and you guys just continued that in the second half?
Just staying aggressive. Came in the game, just focus on the little details, grabbing the boards, setting screens, and just playing hard. I feel like that's all we was focused on.
The point guard position has changed tremendously throughout the year for you guys with injury. Tonight it seems like you had a little bit more success, particularly in the first half, rolling to the basket with you and Drayton. How has the chemistry developed so quickly with different guys you've had to over the last few weeks?
I feel like just trusting them, and just we had a good chemistry. We played with all these guys this summer. Everybody's good, so I feel like it wasn't really a big challenge for us.
Defensively, obviously, a big test against Terrace Green tonight. How difficult is it to kind of adjust to, can't really bring a double as often as you'd like, given the shooters they have around them and a lot of those one-on-one type matchups down low defensively for you and DJ?
I feel like we just came in the game with the same approach, being physical with them, not letting them duck us in, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, turn the players loose and go fast. Thank you guys.
Just keep taking your medicine. I know, trust me.
Question for Thad?
I'm sure that you've been very familiar with Braylon Mullins for a long time. You notice anything, on the floor tonight about his game that might be different from what you knew a couple years ago?
No, I mean he's a terrific player. He has been, and he's picked up their system pretty quick, and he's got one of the quickest releases I've ever seen, and he gets that thing off, and he's got size. But people forget how tall he is, and he's always been a tough shot maker, and we screwed up a couple times, and they got us they got him open, but he's got a hell of a future ahead of him, that's for sure.
Coach, obviously, found the injury late in the game, but prior to that, it seemed like he was really struggling just to find a spot to even get the ball up to take a shot, like not really even finding a window of opportunity. But despite that, he was really affecting the game with his passing ability. Right. Got 5 assists, I believe.
Yep.
So just what did you see there in terms of him kind of having to adjust plays to still impact the game?
Well, I think both he and Michael, and I said it at halftime. Our 2 leading scorers weren't scoring for us, but they combined for 11 assists, and I think that tells you the caliber of players that they are. Obviously, their game plan was to take those 2 out of it, and I'm excited with how the other guys played off of them. And they're going to be a focal point. We need Finley to score. We need Michael to score. Don't get me wrong, but give them credit. They put a 6'7" guy on him and just said, "Hey, we're gonna make your life tough tonight." And but I thought he stayed focused and just kept playing a lot like Michael.
I think I heard you say you don't know what's up with Finley yet. But
Right.
What conversations did you guys have as he was coming off, or maybe after the game, or what did you see?
I didn't say. I think he said he tried to catch himself he got knocked down. They didn't call it, but he just said he fell wrong. I think his left wrist, he'd broken it in his freshman year of high school, but we won't know anything until tomorrow. So,
Coach, obviously with Braylon, but then Solo goes 6 for 12 from 3 tonight. UConn's plenty of shooters. This is the 6th time in the last 7 games you guys have given up 9 threes or more. What's changed in the way teams have been able to attack you guys from the perimeter over this last stretch?
well, I think this. I told our guys in the second half. I said, look, we've got them down to under 3 on the shot clock, and they've hit some big ones, 2 or 3 big ones, and I said, look, they're not going to keep making them, and I lied. They did, and Solo Ball's a tremendous player, and he got going tonight, and with the switching we were doing, some of those were deep, and I thought we had challenges on them, but they did a great job. The biggest thing for me was in the first half, and really the whole game, transition defense. We did not want to give points in transition. I thought we did a great job with that. We talked a ton about rebounding. In the first half, they had 14 putback points, and we had to do a better job on the glass. That was probably the difference there in the first half. Because we were executing, we were scoring. I thought, as disheveled as we were out there at times, guys were picking up what the calls were and executing what we wanted to do. But it's challenging at times when you're down guys. And my hat's off to our guys. I thought they fought, I thought they competed, and I thought they executed the best that we could.
We didn't see him for extended run for a long time on our end, but with Jamie's illness the last game, Keith's been able to get some more minutes last game, some more tonight. What have you seen? You've seen him every day. What have you seen day by day since November to now, and his growth and importance in giving you positive minutes tonight?
Jackson's a tough kid, man, and he cares. A couple weeks ago, he said, "Hey, I think 2 of the guys are down. Maybe you want to make highlight tapes for him to pick them up." And they actually played his position. Tells you the type of kid he is. And so we knew that he would be ready to go, and he's going to go in there and he's going to bang, he's going to fight, he's going to compete, and he's going to talk. And really happy with how he's progressing for us.
I asked Evan about the defensive play tonight. He plays 30 minutes tonight. You've had some issues defensively, particularly in that Georgetown game we talked about earlier this year. And against a team that moves so much as UConn does and has so many shooters, what have you seen out of his development defensively the past couple of years?
Well, he's growing. I mean, because we're at that stage right now. It's February. We got to fight. We got to scrape. We got to claw. We got to be tougher. We got to be. I thought the first 4 minutes of the Marquette game the other night, the second half, we weren't as tough as we needed to be, and that's the collective toughness. We've got to have all 5 guys out there, and the guys that come in the game got to have that same mentality.
I know there's not a moral victory in a loss, but how do you feel you guys played from a full 40 minutes tonight in comparison to what you guys have been doing the last few games?
I thought we had a good edge about us. I thought that like I said, the execution and with 6 minutes that loose ball, I think they went on a 10-0 run after that, and but I kept telling them, be positive, just stay positive, and I give them a lot of credit. In 2 days, they did a nice job of converting. I mean, we had 21 assists on 25 field goals, and we told them it was going to have to be a drive and kick type of game, and we had to make shots, and I thought we did a pretty decent job of that.
Danny was very complimentary of your coach game, both the TV and the national audience, but also here afterwards. Credited you for the way you built programs at Ohio State, and then said you should be big in social media for what you have, resource-wise, and what you built with this team. What do you feel like you just need to maybe get you to a different level or get you back to?
Yeah, well, we've got to keep growing it, and Grant's doing an unbelievable job. He'd be the first. We're not where we want to be, and we got to keep building that and building that, and this league is there's some teams that have unlimited, and those are teams we got to beat, and I think just from the standpoint of we got to keep finding ways creatively to build it. But I'll say this, once again, I'm proud of our guys for fighting tonight.
Coach, by this point in the season, in a lot of ways you are kind of what you are as a team, and weaknesses are probably going to stay weaknesses.
Well, but I'll say this: we're not, because of everything that's happened to us. We've got to keep finding ways creatively to get better. I mean, I think we used 12 different point guards tonight. You know what I mean? We're not. and I know the question you're asking, but I can't let our guys say this is who we are, because as I told the coaches on Sunday, I said, look, I just want to get better this week. Just find a way, and I think we've gotten better on Wednesday night, and we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We go again Sunday. We're playing a really good Seton Hall team, and I just want us to be better at the things. Like I said, I thought we did a really good job of executing what we wanted to do to attempt to beat UConn tonight. I thought we put ourselves in a position to possibly have a chance to win, and that's that's what we wanted. So I can't allow us to be who we are in February. We've got to keep growing. We've got to keep finding ways to get guys better. We've got to find ways to the one thing about this team is everybody has to play well for us every night. You can't have an off night, and we've learned that. So, through teaching, through coaching, through positive, through negative, we've got to keep getting better, and that's bottom line.
Essentially, the question there was just going to be, what have you seen that you think is still the area that you think can improve moving forward, or you were going to stress to your guys, this is
yeah. Well, I think the defensive end, we've got to continue to defend, and quite honestly, we've probably lost our two best on-ball defenders. That is what it is, and I think the offensive execution is got to continue to grow on a daily basis of getting shots. I told the guys, look, we've got to make shots. I mean, I can't help you there. We've got to make them, and I thought we did that tonight. I thought we had a few finishes that we didn't get in, but that's just got to keep growing.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.